suspended, I think, it's like.
People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Good afternoon / get into it really. Good evening to those of you in the UK. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, depending on where obviously you are, whatever time zone you're living in. Hope you've all got your all. First and foremost, hope everyone listening's got their health, mentally, physically, spiritually, all of those things. Hope you're all progressing well in the week and whatnot. And you know, for those of you that have been on this marathon in deadline day, one love to everyone that was in the last live stream / the DG podcast. Big respect to everyone that's locked in now. And obviously, the good times, they're not over yet, people, because obviously at 8 p.m., shortly when this one finishes, we go live again. We might as well see out the deadline to the end, man. If you're a United fan, you man signed Ronaldo on deadline day. You know, I was going to Real Madrid for one moment, then he's not. I know Arsenal are not signing a midfielder, but I got hope. You know, we did sign Ozil on deadline day. So until it's not over to the fat lady sing. So I hope you will join me. But one love to everyone that's locked in right now and whatnot, man. But yeah, man. As an Arsenal fan, I don't know how you look at it, man. I don't know how we look at things. So before I get into allegedly Ainsley Maitland-Niles is staying once again, it's not over until it's 11 p.m. Everyone can stay, everyone can go. We don't really know what's going on again, sort of thing. Who knows? He might do another wingy and just drive to, you know, he could be en route Liverpool for all I know and drive outside the Goodison and force things himself. So hope it's exciting for Arsenal fans, but it's more exciting for other clubs. Apparently, we're not signing a midfielder. We're not going for a midfielder. Again, we've signed Odegaard, who can play as an 8. I'm not saying we don't need a midfielder. You know me, my big plan, my biggest hope was 2 midfielders this window, or just a midfielder. One love to Lokonga. But I would have, and I would have, like I said, too, Lokonga, potential, all of that. I'm all for that. But I would have loved someone that, not to mention his name and scapegoat him, but someone that does what Xhaka does in Arteta's eyes to another level, someone that we can all unanimously agree that is the guy to be in our team long term and take us forward. We haven't got that. Obviously, we're light on bodies in midfield anyways, which kind of is obviously Miguel Aziz needs to go out on loan, but just in terms of bodies, Miguel Aziz has gone out on loan. So the club have clearly told him you're not ready for first team football of any kind at Arsenal for now anyways. You know, El Nene allegedly could leave. Well, you know, Maitland hasn't been given an opportunity in midfield. Things can happen. We've signed Lokonga. We're betting on Partey's fitness. We're hoping Xhaka, nothing happens there. You know, we've let Joe Willock go. I'm not convinced that we have, in ability is one thing. I'm not convinced in our collective ability in the squad in the middle of the park to do anything serious. But in terms of utter bodies in midfield, we're light. I know Odegaard and Smith Rowe, we all talk about them being able to play there. Who knows? Someone might announce themselves on the scene. I've not spoken about, but I think we're like, if we're trying to survive until January and bring a body in, fair enough, you know, hopefully no one gets injured, but I just feel we're very light in midfield personally. And you know, the Aouar thing is dead, the Basuma one isn't happening, the Ruben Neves links, you know, we even had a young Camavinga links, and that one there is gone now because he signed for Real Madrid. What a signing that is. All of it's gone. So let's just hope we're strong enough in midfield. I don't think we are in terms of ability anyways, but in terms of utter depth, we'll have to see. And even if El Nene was staying, allegedly he is again, he's still a part of the club. Is he? Again, I don't actually know if Egypt have qualified for the African Cup of Nations, but if they have, obviously you can't use him for a month or whatnot. So we'll have to see, man. You know, but for me, I don't personally, my opinion was on the best of days, we couldn't afford to go into the season, let alone end the window, without significantly upgrading or better yet addressing that midfield. Hopefully we can. There's still minutes left, but boy, it is what it is. It's unacceptable, really. It is what it is, though. Sorry, people. I'm smashing the keyboards and whatnot, just trying to get them timestamps in. One love to everyone. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. You know, we might as well see what you lot are saying. You know, one love CFC. You know, my two favorite trolls, man, CFC and S. I appreciate you lot. They're not really trolls, people, but one love to you lot. Matt has said, big up yourself, DJ, and all of you locked in. Right back at you on behalf of everyone, my man. Finally, a new right back. Bro, it's better than nothing, innit? I don't mind him. We'll get into him in a sec, but the medical's being done in Bologna. Fee agreed. Personal terms must be somewhere. Hopefully, it's done in that regards. I would love Kakare. Didn't have the best of games in his last outing, but I would love him to sign. You know, T is a decent signing, doesn't offer a lot going forward, but he's a solid defender and a consistent performer. It might solve the issues in that area. You know, for me, I think he's better going forward than people give him credit for. I don't think he's expansive like that, but he can go forward. He is reasonably good defending. You know, he's not the oldest, so there is resale value, but there is a topic of defending. I just hope he's a competent defender because I've watched bits and pieces in Serie A. I don't have an informed opinion. I'm not watching Bologna week in, week out, but my brethren, who's an Italian man, like I've told you before, he's always screaming about him. And when he was linked with Spurs, he was saying that's who Arsenal should be going for. I hope he's right. Obviously, you know, the critics might say, it's just another one that you don't really know because we hear he can play right back. Is he a right back? If he plays centre half, is he locking it down? Or is it another one of these? I'm not saying he's Chambers, but Chambers plays all about the place. Maitland-Niles has played all about the place. Ben White can play right back, and we've all been running joke that there will be probably some period he's filling out there, and there's a bunch of players. So again, I hope it's the final piece to a puzzle. I hope he's the right back we need, whether he wants him to be the inverted guy and let us do what we're doing down the left-hand side with Tierney. But I just think we need to sort out that now. You know, if Ramsdale's going to step up to number one, so be it. Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White / Saliba long term. Hopefully Ainsley, Maitland-Niles and obviously T fighting each other. That should be it. And they're all young. So obviously they need to improve instantly. Obviously, we're sinking down the table. In fact, the good thing is, you can't get any lower unless you're talking relegation. We're at the bottom, so the only way should be up. But, you know, you'd think we need them to impact immediately. But next year, I want to see them improve. And then obviously in year 3 or whatever, that they're together, I want to see a well-engined unit and whatnot. And things like that, because it doesn't always have to be big money signings. Look at Joel Matip. I'm sure when he signed for Liverpool, no one was gassing it. He had a relatively decent career. I'm sure there was a time people were saying he ain't good enough. Yeah, Van Dijk gets the plaudits and they've spent 40-50 million on Canute, and obviously Joe Gomez is there, but he stepped up. He's probably, in terms of an absolute brand away from football, he's probably not the biggest name, but he's stepped up and he's proved a shrewd addition and pulled his weight. A lot Van Dijk's getting all the plaudits for him and Lukaku because again they're blockbuster. That's what sells the game beyond everything else. But Matip had it. Now, my point is not to talk about Matip, is that people just need to step up. It don't matter if who you're bought from, just as long as they solve a piece to the puzzle. Trent's come through Liverpool's academy. Robertson was at Hull. Wijnaldum's left, but he was at Newcastle. Salah, again, fair enough, he was at Chelsea and Roma, but people weren't really rating his thing. Firmino was at Hoffenheim. It don't have to be a names thing. As long as they fit a piece to a puzzle, there's a proper system for them to go in, then I'm happy for that. But whether there is one, I don't know, broski. And again, I think like I said, I think it's, for me, I can't even put into words. I think it's farcical that we're having these midfield issues where the technical director and the gaffer are both midfielders. Before everything else, before manager and technical director, them and they were midfielders. And granted, they were midfielders when Arsenal were in slightly better times. Definitely where Edu's counting himself. Arteta, come on now. You was punching to get here. I don't understand how, if anything, the midfield should be spot on. If anything, we should see building blocks. But I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. I do think Arteta / Edu get away with murder at times. Really do, man. As I said, I just want a defensive midfielder. To be fair, you can move with your thing at United, man. You lot's problems I feel can not be addressed in the squad, but you can kind of soften the blow. At Arsenal is so Mazzolini, boy. I can't lie to you. You struggle. The last few weeks in particular, all my friends and you lot that chat to me and whatnot, you've been asking me for. I've struggled to even reply to you lot in terms of an answer because sometimes you lot ask me questions. I'm like, boy. Shout out to my bro Keds. He's always asking me, surely Arsenal could say this, that, the other. I'm like, broski, we can. Is logify even a word? But me and you can sit down and reason and find every plus point for Arsenal to go for someone or do something logical. Whether we do is a completely different matter. But we love it though, man. You can't. I think you can pick a club, but you can't pick a club. Obviously. It came calling to all of us, so we have to just deal with this and whatnot. The hardest working man on YouTube, much respect, DG. One love to that. Not sure on that, but we keep working regardless, man. 345 of you locked in. Very appreciative of such. Make sure you're hitting like buttons and setting reminders for the next watch along. Live stream, apologies, after this. We're at, there's 300 odd of you, but we're still only at 83 likes, so people are boying it. Apparently, T is a centre back / right back hybrid. Now, I'm glad we have a more solid right back. But if this right back is going to be inverted rather than overlapping Pepe, what's the point? I mean, fundamentally, just because he's inverted doesn't mean he shouldn't be offering an attack. He should be doing something relatively inverted, but he also will have to be out wide and help Pepe, or somehow the partnership needs to build with Pepe. If it's not him, Saka, whoever is playing out there. Now, I agree with you, because on top of us focusing on right back defensively, because we're leaking goals, to put it nicely, we need to build up relationships over the field. Gabriel and Ben White, they need to build up relationships even beyond them. We need different relationships, because if anything happens to them, I need to know, in theory, Ben White and Saliba, if he was here, could do a job. Saliba and my man Holding could do a job. Chambers and this guy. Now, again, quality is another debate where we all know the answer, but we need relationships, and obviously how they tie into the left and right back. How the right back and the right winger play with each other. The same goes on the left hand side. And it's not, we need to find a first choice 11, but it's not just them, because you're rarely going to have your first choice 11 available. If Tierney gets knocked, I need to know Tavares and Martinelli, if something happens, they have a good relationship. And a lot of this has to come from the training ground, and I just look at Arsenal several times. Again, let's not be naive. We clearly are working on something, working in training on something. I cut the team the logic of I think they care, but it's, for me as a fan, I genuinely don't know what you lot are going to work to do in the week. You're telling me there's this project you're building and you're creating, and come the weekend, you're going to show me. You've told me this, that, and the third, and I'm coming to it, and you're showing me either, a bag of ish in a bag, and you're spraying perfume and telling me that it's something else, or you're coming with your empty hands, because I don't see what we're working on the training ground. I do think we're working defensively, but I can't say we're working when I see just the manner in which we concede goals. Because I'm sure anyone who loses 5-0, you can go back and look at those goals, but some of these goals are just simply calamities, people. Absolutely calamities. As I said, it's farcical at times. Again, not to just say it's Cedric, but I can't get that Cedric goal in that 5-0 defeat out of my head, because that one there, I don't understand what a professional footballer is doing. It's like he's trying to head it, he's trying to clear it. He looks nervous. Again, it's them. It's again every week. It's a different two individuals or a different three, and then when you start tallying up the points, not saying we would have got anything of Chelsea or City or whatnot. It's a problem. We're never good if we can't focus defensively as a whole team and we can't attack, but we're in danger, because what is this DNA of this team? When you think of Arsenal, beyond the obvious and the negative connotations, just on a footballing point of view, if you shout out Brighton, they're a very good defensive unit, and Brighton, Graham Potter likes them to match teams and go forward. The same trail of thought can be said for Leicester and Leeds. West Ham, you can see that they've got a new bite now as things stand. United, what they're about. You're even looking at Nuno and seeing what they're about. And there's plenty of better examples or whatever. You look at Arsenal Football Club now on a tactical front and a technical level. What are we doing? You can show as many past clips of Henry and all these guys, and fantastic at times against Barcelona scoring crazy goals. But today we can't string 10 passes together. There was a time Arsenal was a terrible side, but we could still ball. We can't ball. You lot can't put 10 passes together. Good passes, because I'm not talking about them silly 5-yard ones where people are nervous and scared. Fred is the only person last week I saw as scared as any of them Arsenal midfielders to play a ball. He was just standing next to Pogba. Pogba's not going to give it to you, and he has to go long. I hate seeing that. I'd rather players make mistakes, because at least it shows courage. You learn from that. People hide. When you're scared to make mistakes, you start making more when you're playing teams like City and Chelsea. Again, accept your fate. If you know you're going to if you're going to lose and whatnot, go out there and have a go. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't know what we're working on in the training ground, man. Yeah, it just leaves you confused, man. But it is what it is, man. What else are you lot saying before I obviously scan the news? Do you think we have another signing in us? Adam, I hope so. Let's talk it into existence. But I don't know. I don't think so. We're capable of doing deadline day madness like you've seen. I'm not even talking about Ozu. I'm talking about Arteta, Mertesacker, and them things there. We've shown we can do a thing, but I mean, unless something crazy happens, there must have been a calculated decision or a decision prior to deadline to say a next midfielder's not coming in. Because as I said, you look at that team, we know there's a bunch of problems, but a lot of Arsenal's problems come from that midfield. There's no way you can look at that midfield and expect to do anything serious in the season. So I have to wonder, what are the real objectives of the club? Because it can't have been trying to get in Europa and push for the Champions League. It can't have been. You know, what I hear what we're doing with the signings for tomorrow, you know, nothing against any of the signings we've necessarily made. I do think whether Arteta's here or not, someone can flourish potentially with having a young Odegaard with a point to prove. You know, whatever people say about Ramsdale, Tavares, Ben White, and the rest of them. But this team doesn't scream nothing. You know, Ben White and Odegaard are the two you probably expect to impact us straight away. Is that going to happen? So, like I said, I have to wonder what the actual goals are of this football club, because it can't have been Europe, because you know the problems in midfield. Xhaka at one point was leaving. You know the problems in midfield. You should have brought someone in before. So what are we really trying to do? It can't be Europe. Is this just another season of trying to flush out the bad, put some new foundations in, and just ride whatever wave happens? You know, Arteta's shown he can survive November. What is 3 games to him, really? Because as much as I feel there's a lot of pressure off the back of last year, he survived. Man, I'm forgetting. Like, I think all of us Arsenal fans, we're forgetting November was brazy for him, you know. It was that Chelsea game. Obviously, we turn it around. He's like a boxer. He's getting hella punches. He's not going down. He's on the ropes and whatnot. That game there, Smith Rowe saved his bacon, and the rest of them. If you survive that, what is this really? It's nothing really, is it? This little period. Because the club probably said, well, we're probably going to lose 2 of those 3 games. They accept the Brentford one. There probably is some pressures internally, and some people are looking at Arteta like, I thought you was the man. What's going on? But is there any real pressure? You know, is there any real pressure on Edu? Like, within the contexts of what's available to get the best out of it? I don't know. You know, I got a live stream later. Make sure you've set your reminders. It's in the pin chat. But tomorrow we'll review Arsenal's transfer business, because they said shut up until the window's done. Cool, I'm gonna have a good night's sleep. I'm gonna come here at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. Make sure you're all there, and we're gonna have it out. We're gonna talk about Arsenal's transfer business. I hear what you know. One love for tearing up some people's contracts. Not gonna praise you for doing what you shouldn't have done in the first place, but one love. You know, you found a good home for Reiss Nelson. Big him up. We'll talk about him as well. Going fire and all than that. But boy, you know, you know, fair enough. You know, there's some hardly any world beaters that you brought in, but there's some players with some sort of potential that could be something if coached and given the right habits. Because that's another thing. We're not given the right. You see, we always talk about picking up wrong habits and bad habits. Why don't we ever say people have any good habits? Like, again, I don't see any of what did you actually learn under Pep? Because we don't even make them smart little tactical fouls on the transition. Because if we did, we would have done that enough times to Bernardo Silva against City. So it's like, what are we actually, once again, what are we doing in training on a serious level? What is going on in training? But it is what it is, man. And one thing is, you know, what I look at as well, that I can't expect him to be the defensive messiah. Same way I can't expect Partey to do it alone, Ben White and Gabriel alone. There has to be a collective betterment from the team and the individuals and the people connected to this club. But seems like we're freestyling. Wherever we finish, we're just stumbling across it. Even if there's a massive uplift and we you know, it ain't gonna happen, but top 4 and 5th or anything that's better than 8th and probably better than 20th at this moment. I don't think we've calculatedly tried to do that. We're just vibes, but the wrong sort of vibes. It's a dead rave. Like, no one wants to be here. But it is what it is. Something is going to happen. I think we're going to get a centre mid, hopefully. I mean, you're seeing Renato Sanchez. 1 minute that Wolves loan is happening, then it's not. Basuma's birthday today. Forgive me if I'm wrong, or at least he posted today saying sorry. You know, Leon have said no to selling our. So, boy, I don't know, man. Make sure you're liking the video. Man City Tactics Championship players, but I don't even think it's Man City Tactics, girl. I'm not seeing nothing. You know, we should at least be seeing Man City sort of thing in the attacking third. At the very least, it won't quite be what you see Kevin and them guys doing, but you'd have thought there's some decent half players there. I don't know what you learn. And we got to remember, just because he was under Pep doesn't mean he's actually anything like Pep. You know, me and you can, I'm sure you've all got friends. You see football 2 completely different ways. If you were both managing a club, it'd be 2 completely different ways. So we can't always assume just because you're there means anything. He could be on, you know, he could say, forget Pep. I think David Moyes is better. I think David Moyes is my guy. That's what he was, the sort of stuff he's doing. Can't be, because David Moyes is showing him a thing or two now. But boy, DG, I think T is better than Ben White. He's quick for a centre back. Broski, at this point, man, just fit them in the team, innit? Who knows? Knowing us, Ben White could end up being the right back, and then obviously my man in defense at centre half. It's gonna be crazy, man. Cards close to the chest until the window shuts. No one saw T last week, so let's see what happens. True, but at least there was a bit of rumours surrounding him and Arsenal at the start of the window, man. Big up for you, DG. The dedication you show towards your work. If 1% of that hierarchy had, we would have been in much better position and not have to endure the BS. We need Basuma. At least if Arteta gets the boot in a couple years when these guys are cold, we can thank him. We can thank Edu as well. But again, we can all be given some mango seeds, but who's gonna grow an A1 plant? Again, it's all about who's in charge of fertilizing the plant and looking after it and whatnot. Potential is just potential. How many guys have you known have in a footballing sense or in life have potential? We've all known one smart brother. He was probably seen to go and be Bill Gates or something. He's ended up a bad sort of way. Or someone that didn't look like they're having potential. Their life's spot on. Or a player you didn't necessarily rate having a good career. Potential is just potential. It's what you do to realize it. But are you undermining Arteta? I mean, I'm not connected in the club. I actually thought we'd get our today. I thought we'd get our somehow / some sort of midfielder, but we're living a dream, man. He showed me an absolute dream. Arteta has shown me glimpses, but not enough, and it's time to go for him now. From when other fans are looking at it, it's a mazza, man. Would you take McKennie from Juventus? Why not? He could be a good option. He could be a shrewd addition, but I'm not sure, really, man. You know, at this point, you could take anyone, but nah, man, I don't think I don't think that's the profile of midfielder I'm actually looking for. Need someone that can break the lines. That's an actual midfielder there, but it's not looking like we're going to get that. Forget the games, DG. You planning a viewing for the Amazon Arsenal documentary? You got to follow me on Twitch for that. We'll definitely do a watch party if that's on Amazon. It's peak people, man. I don't know what we're doing, but it is what it is. I said he got it done early so he can have a barbecue. Not the best of weathers out there. Arteta and Edu are falling out. Where'd you hear that, bro? I'd love to know. Point me in the right direction. They will sack him eventually, but then it will be too late to get up to 7th, I think you're saying. Do you think Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, White and Chambers are comfortable enough in midfield to allow Nene to leave? But I don't rate any midfield options we can have. Listen, and that's no disrespect to Lokonga or Partey or Odegaard or Smith Rowe. I'm talking about pure centre mids at this moment. We're too weak. I know there's no Europe and things like that, but through a sheer quality point of view, we could be here all hour or whatever talking about how they're not good enough. But the same logic of that applies to obviously just the depth. The depth is tired. There's no we've got depth in the wrong areas, man. Which is why I couldn't understand. You know, if you're not gonna let Maitland-Niles stay, you might as well sell him because. Listen, I don't think Maitland-Niles did a damn thing at West Brom to justify getting an opportunity or to show someone getting an opportunity in midfield. But you've got a tool. You're not bringing in better tools. You're not going B&Q. So you might as well use the rusty one, get some WD-40 and pattern it and see if there's a new use for it. But I haven't seen anything of that from him. So it is what it is. But on Maitland-Niles staying, people, we might as well get into it now. Again, I've got quite a few tabs open up here, people. So yeah, man. Again, I think I'm a bit too early to see absolute articles on the matter, but you know, you've got John Cross saying Ainsley Maitland-Niles is staying at Arsenal, held clear the air talks with Mikel Arteta this afternoon, will be part of Arteta's plans this season. Didn't we hear something like this along the lines last year? But as you can see here, Ainsley Maitland-Niles has held clear the air talks with Mikel Arteta. He's staying at Arsenal and has been assured he is part of Arteta's plans this season. So is he part of the training sessions today then? You know, again, it's not over to the fat lady sings. I don't know if we're there come 11 p.m. Again, this is where you need a bit of clarity about the situation. What is absolutely going on? We did obviously find out Everton's offer was not good enough. It was a 2-year loan. So I hear it. In the same way, we actually found out Arsenal did accept the offer for Eddie Nketiah from Palace. Eddie Nketiah chose not to agree personal terms. Now, I blame Arsenal for being in that situation, not being proactive. And end of the day, the window's looking like it's going to be cut short and close. And it's Eddie looking like Eddie's still going to be here. So if you flog him in January, fair play, or you convince him to sign a new deal, fair play, it is what it is. But it's not looking good. So again, Hopefully there's some clarity. Hopefully he can kick on at least till January. Hopefully the man can play. And again, hopefully we don't revisit last season where we heard it's now time to shine. Obviously things didn't happen and he found himself in a relegation battle at West Bromwich Albion. So it looks like Ainsley, will be staying and them things there. And as again, it's now on BBC. I won't bring it up, but Ainsley Maitland-Niles will stay at Arsenal following clear the air talks with Mikel Arteta. He thought he was going to join Everton on loan before the window closed. Arsenal refused to sanction the move, which triggered obviously his outburst. It's understood the 24-year-old spoke to Arteta about his frustrations on Tuesday afternoon. The talks went well, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles will now remain at the Emirates. So again, at least for until January, it seems like that one is put to bed. So hopefully he can just kick on now. Hopefully he's been given clarity about what he needs to do to start games and be used more prominently. Hopefully Arteta has clarity over how he's using him and all of those sort of things, people, in that regards. Away from Ainsley Maitland-Niles, though, we might as well speak about T's medical. Reiss Nelson joining Feyenoord on loan, and there's even talk RUNNARSON's gone on loan, people, where again shouldn't have been at the club full stop, but somehow he found himself here. And that's a good move for him, first and foremost, from a human point of view. Go and get your confidence back, man. Go and get your confidence back. It hasn't been nice. But anyways, away from that, I won't spend too long on RUNNARSON. He's set to move to OH Leuven on loan. They play in Belgium, and I think they're the sister club of Leicester. So yeah, man. Didn't George Hurst go there on loan and then found his way at Leicester? I don't know where he is now, but that's where we're at with him, people. In relation to our new right back, hit the like button if you haven't already. But in relation to our new right back, double whammy here, people. As you lot can see here, focus on the bottom first. Arsenal are only focused on the T deal to be announced, medical today plus outgoings. I'm so sure. Where is it? Here it is. Obviously, the player has just successfully completed his medical as a new Arsenal player. Deal agreed and signed with Bologna. Here we go. Final fee will be less than 20 million. Apparently, he's completed his medical in Italy. For anyone that didn't understand where we're going with that, so again, it looks like we have a new right back. Until I see official confirmation, it's anyone's guess and whatnot as to what happens. But it's nice to see. Temporarily, you can also see Reiss Nelson has joined Feyenoord on loan. Hopefully, he has. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping he has a good loan spell. One where you can't help but talk about him. Simply put, you're wearing number 14 out there. They think highly of you. Try and return with 10 goals, 10 assists, and you're actually affecting games. Can your decision making improve? Can you make up for lost time? Because at least last season, you only played 70 odd minutes of Premier League football. It was a waste. Go out there, build up your confidence, play consistently, and then come back and be a player for us, man. I still believe in Reiss Nelson. He is only 21, but with him being 21, he needs to show something. And obviously, it's a Dutch league, it's a technical league. Apparently, he was a top priority for Feyenoord as well. He was a top priority for Feyenoord. Like you can see, their director, courtesy of Chris Wheatley, their director, Frank Arneson, has said, "We've been following Reiss for months. Getting him to Feyenoord was one of our priorities in this transfer window. So we are very happy that it worked out and that we can welcome him today." Nelson has said, "I'm looking forward to playing in this beautiful stadium. Feyenoord is a wonderful club and a great challenge for me. I hope I can get the fans cheering soon." And he'll wear the number 14, people. So it's a big move for Reiss Nelson. So hopefully he can do his thing and show the quality that got him there on loan and all of those sort of things, people. But yeah, man, obviously not to break your heart, Bellerin's move could be, I'm definitely not talking about Bellerin, but in relation to Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal are not interested in signing Hossam Aouar in these final hours. There are currently no talks with Lyon for Aouar. So again, I think we have to bite the bullet again. From we heard, Arsenal are yet to respond to an offer. We was never going for Aouar. We might have entertained it if the Odegaard deal didn't happen, whether we think we need both of them. But for whatever reason, it hasn't happened. And yeah, and with that, unless there's a miracle, you can't really see where next significant incoming comes. So yeah, man, it's that's where we're at with that. So it just seems like we're gonna flush people out. It seems like it's gone unbelievably quiet in relation to Kolasinac leaving, whether that's terminating his deal or going to Fenerbahce. So I don't know where we stand with that. I know a lot of you have been saying El Nene could go to Turkey, so maybe, good move for Reiss. I'll be happy to see him at Feyenoord. Should be fun to watch. Nelson's got to light up the league like Sancho did in Germany. Update us on I think we kind of covered that. Chelsea got Saul and we have Granite. Saul to Chelsea confirmed. Must be nice. 2-year loan was actually a typo. Check Ornstein's Twitter. He actually confirmed they only asked for a year. Okay, cool. But for whatever reason, I hear that. And Ornstein, you made a mistake. But Ahmed, would it be wrong to suggest, regardless, the offer clearly weren't good enough then for Arsenal to accept? We need Paulinho from Sporting. What position do you want us to go for the most? Centre midfield, man. Yeah, I did speak about him in the morning stream, my bro. I lost all hope once Xhaka signed that extension. Keep the faith, bro. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Whether it's blind optimism or not is another one, but keep the faith. 700 odd of you locked in, and there's 215 likes, people. Hit the like button if you want Arsenal to make more transfers. Obviously, if you don't, Arsenal definitely not sign the centre mid, unexpected high bills due, and all of those good things. If you've hit the like button, one love for such people. Make sure you're checking out the pinned message and you're setting your reminders for the next live stream. Damn, didn't know about this one. I can't lie. It was off the cuff, but yeah. But 700 people and not even 300 likes. Stop the laziness. Hit the like button, says C. Appreciate that. Coop Miners to at Atlanta, all confirmed, bro. And we're going to get to run the rule out of over him in the Champions League. He's joining a very technical side. Bring him and his new manager to the carpet. Arsenal let me down again, and we weren't even playing football this week. We should be going for Sanchez. Transfer talks between him and Wolves broke down. Boy, how about Basuma? Matthew, that one there, it's for the birds, man. It's gone, innit? It's finished. Final desperately needed a winger after Berghuis left. Again, I think it was Alexander who said that prior as well, that they're letting an experienced winger leave. So he's got big boots to fill. He's wearing the number 14. We all know what that means to Arsenal fans. You know, I hope Nelson does the thing. There's a lot of development. For me, it's decision making. Final third, pass when you're supposed to pass, shoot when you're supposed to shoot. Show that, you know, if I'm good on a Saturday, I can be good midweek. If I'm good midweek, I can also be good on the Sunday. It's about consistency. I know Reiss Nelson's a good player. You know he's a good player. But it's more to that now, you know. Again, you look at Saka. One thing that sets them apart beyond the obvious is his Saka's decision making needs to improve. But in terms of Nelson, it's a different one. I also think Nelson is more of. I think Saka is a confidence player, obviously, but I think Nelson needs a lot of confidence, like a lot of encouragement from his gaffers and things like that. I think he needs to, you know, get some self confidence, I'd say, and then you never know what could happen. Trust me, no one else is coming down. Love for the super chat. Big up DG. Don't trust Edu or Arteta, but I watch a lot of Serie A and T is a talent. We have a young team with tons of potential. Just need an experienced manager and director like Overmars and Conte. Love for the super chat once again. Can't disagree with a word you said there. Fantastic comment. People were saying Nelson was ahead of Sancho a few years ago. Regular playing time, obviously a factor. I can't lie. I said it then. I said it now. I thought it was cap then. You know, you get a lot of that capping, you know. People used to say Januzaj is better than Ronaldo at a certain age and he's better than Gnabry. So people are smoking something, you know. With respectfully, I don't think the case is that. But the talent doesn't go anywhere. It's about realizing it now. For me, decision-making, the main thing. Exactly. The 3 C's, DG. Confidence, competence, and consistency, as I always say. Facts. 21, still young, can still have a career, but old enough now. We need to, you know, need to settle down some roots now, need to start looking like a player, need to start kind of understanding what you're about. I'm so tired of this club, says Alex. We're all tired, man. We keep going though, man. Man said our right back is better than our 50 million centre back. Oh, Lord. It won't surprise me if Arteta says, you know what, T, you're going in mid, you're going at centre half, Ben White, you're going at right back. You know, Arteta don't like you unless you can play 15 million positions. Had such high hopes for the transfer window with players like Auer and Basuma. Real shame we're getting neither. I used that 3 season analogy today in my college class. That's a great motto, DG. Props to you. I might have to start copywriting that. I hope you credited DG and said, yeah, man, there's an English fellow who says all of that. And I hope you told all the galley and that, you know, British fellow and that, you know, the teachers and whatnot. Come on. No, you must have some buff teachers in that college. One love to all the Trinis out there. Happy Independence Day. He's a centre back that can play right back. So it kind of. So can we say we're shoehorning it then? You know, because with every bad game, we're gonna look at it and say, oh, you can see he's a centre half. With every good game, oh, versatility. You know, maybe Maitland-Niles can lock that down and be the sort of quote unquote natural fullback, and then my man can do his thing, and then it's just good options there, man. TT is lightweight. He won't be playing centre back unless emergency. Shoehorn. No team wants our. Very interesting. Allegedly, I don't know if it's true, but allegedly didn't Real Madrid bid for him or something, and Leon said you're not going. Well, if nothing changes, I'll give it a 4, really. 5 for the long-term additions, but I just what brings down the mark. You bring me a centre mid, I would have said a 5. In fact, do you know what? I would have probably given you a 7, 8, to be fair. You brought me, but we didn't. I don't see we've addressed the spine. I don't think we're stronger than, we spent 100 odd million. We're not stronger immediately in any way. Again, Ben White and Odegaard can prove that wrong. It's a madness, man. What's happening with Kolasinac? Ain't he supposed to be leaving? What's happening with everyone? Everyone's leaving and staying at the club at the same direct time. So don't really know what's happening in any of their cases. Don't have a bloody clue, mate. Don't have a Scooby-Doo. $300 likes, people. Still over 400 of you who have not done stuff. Who would you prefer to start? I don't think it should be a thing. Ben White should be centre back. TT should be right back if he's going to be the guy. He's a right back that was moved to centre back half the game. So everybody has conflicting opinions. We're just going to have to see. He's a great signing, but I fear under Arteta he'll regress. And again, when you're walking into a shambolic defense and a team that clearly doesn't respect the art of defending, you're going to pick up bad habits. Same way Bellerin might go to Betis and pick up some good defensive habits, which I hope he does. DG, can we get a coach like Xavi? At least if we lose games and play beautiful football, I won't be mad. At this point, you have to show me. You have to show me you play beautiful football. And again, if you watch the league, fair play. But I don't watch the league, so I can't confirm, man. I don't want to hear anything about diagrams on walls, being people's assistants. I need to see your team playing good football, sort of thing. So it's one of that. Hypothetically, if we finished on more points than last year, +6/7th, do you think Arteta gets renewed? Probably. Arteta could get a renewed contract for less if we're real with ourselves. In 2019-20, T only played right back. So yeah, man, I hope we've signed the damn right back. Hey man, louder spamming, broski. Calm it down, man. Wolves trying to sign Boubacar Kamara. Wow, what a signing. Last time I saw it said Newcastle was in for him. So desperate for a centre mid, I would take Fred's car boot settings. No, Gary. Don't let desperation make you do mad stuff. I can't get behind that one. I can't back that one. That one there is a bit mad. Arteta needs to quit changing the positions of players with every game. Players need consistency in their positions and make that position their own. And the wickedest thing is, it's not like, if you're going to do the mad thing consistently. Like, if you're going to play someone out of position, play them next to that person consistently. So if I call it mad, there's consistency. You can't play Gabriel and then Ben White and then Holding and Chambers, and at the same way put all them options at right back, and what you're doing at left back. You need stability at some level, especially when we've got no confidence and we've started wrong. When you're in form and whatnot, you can start freestyling and changing things. But I think we just need to go back to basics. Arteta is too proud to admit he makes mistakes and backs the wrong people, like giving Xhaka a new contract, bro. Big up DG. If no one comes in, better not get any more injuries. I mean, in Arsenal's case, if it could happen, that means it can happen. That means it will happen. That should be our approach, man. We never want to, it's going to be winter. We never want to just buy a jacket. Why are we waiting until we're walking up and down the street? We're in a t-shirt. Our nipples are all hard and freezing and that. And we're asking to, then we're trying to go JD or whatever and buy a jacket. Why can't we be proactive about finding solutions to our situations, man? It's gazy. Yes, DG, Arsenal are looking to make loot of Amazon. 298 likes, 700 plus people watching. You, man, going on tight like Cronkies. Press the like button or you're going to get turned down by Kia like Arsenal does for players. You kill me all the time with these things. Appreciate that, man. Arteta is arrogant and he has a false sense of tactical abilities. He should be in the Championship. Harsh, man. And I want him to do well the more we're drawing him out. But you're not helping yourself. Would you buy Shelby for Arsenal? No. If you ain't shopping for winter clothes in summer, you're an absolute fool. Exactly. You can get deals. Newcastle signed Santiago Muñoz just because he was in the Goal movie. I mean, yeah, man. When I saw that, I was thinking, mad. He said, I'm embarrassed our club has tried to lure our fans into an imaginary fairy tale instead of including our god-awful first team squad. Raw. Condemnation there, man. Loud spamming from the other guys. I think Mavropanos has a higher upside than Chambers/Holding, probably even better now. He's starting player for Bundesliga, so I can't lie. He's as rubbed as them. I can't lie to you. I watch Stuttgart quite frequently. He's rubbed, man. He might become a decent centre-half. He is a decent centre-half, but I just think all of them, they're not levels, man. Like, they're squad players at best, and I can't lie. Even Mavropanos does some of that stuff, man. The sly cap as well, man. The main issue with Arteta is that he's a philosopher. He wants the players to fit the system, not the system to fit the players. That's why Arsenal's transfers have been so concentrated at the back. Fair enough. Great outlook. Because Gary Sabitzer signed for Bayern Munich now, man. No, I can't lie, Trevor. I hear you, but the Mavropanos rubbed still, man. Like, he's nervous. He's a bit shaky, man. It's the same old Mavropanos is the best way to say it. I just think it's one of them we just need to make the peas and cut. Same way, probably should have. Newcastle, you want the cup Holding now? I like Holding for what it's worth, even though I think he's robbed. But take the piece. Chambers there. He could be the star dog. Holding could be Newcastle flavors. It could happen. Arsenal is bigger than Arteta is Wenger without the coaching and management talent and without the winning pedigree. Arrogant for no reason. Do you know what? I call him arrogant as well, and I'm very quick to call him that, and he does come across as it. But could that be naivety? He's not knowing how to come across properly to the media, how to come across to the players. Communication is key. Why is Jacques still here? Because the gaffer wanted him, my guy. Players in our first team are basically players other clubs would send on loan, probably just not have nothing to do with a lot of them. If I'm completely honest with you. DG, what do you think about Bayern Munich just taking everything good away from one of their rivals for quite cheap? I mean, them man, they are the bullies in the league. There's nothing to think, bro. You see it yourself. German league, they just bully them. I think if the only thing Dortmund can do is say, you know what, you're not going there. Karim Adeyemi called up by Germany. He probably scores 2 more goals, and you find out he joins Bayern Munich in January. So it's a madness, man. I hear you, DG. When you look at his background, working with Pep, you'd think you'd be getting baby Pep, but I guess you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't. But I definitely would have thought, because you hear, away from the tactics, you hear he was the bridge between the players and and Pep. So if I'm hearing you're the bridge, players must be telling you their problems from a technical point of view, asking you what's happening, assessing the squad, being his eyes and ears, but fundamentally, above all of that, being someone to relate to the players. A lot of what you hear about Wenger, a lot of the praise they give him is for, him being a good man on the pitch, but off the field, sometimes I could even be wrong. I'm sure, sadly, Edu was going through something in his personal life when he was when he was at Arsenal as a player, and Wenger gave him time off and things like that. So it is what it is, man. I think he's got to relate. I think that's the one thing when I look at it, there shouldn't be an issue, because for me, at minimum, these players should want to run through a brick wall for you. I don't really get that with you. Like, I don't get that these players believe wholeheartedly, and whether it's them individually or you yourself, I don't get it. But players don't look like they want to risk it all for the gaffer, and they want to risk it all for themselves. It don't feel like, you know, we're going out to war. Whether we make it back's another thing, but we're going out fighting. So it is what it is, man. Man said he was the bridge between the cone and the players at City. Arteta, come on, man. Put some respect on your name. Flip things up for yourself, man. I can't take it when you're referred to like that. It makes I never like to kick a man when they're down, man. But he's not making it easier for himself. Like Arteta makes it hard, not even to defend him. Arteta makes it hard for people to defend him. But it's like to say there's other problems other than that. You don't help yourself. Do you think it was a mistake to sell Joe Willock to us, considering you need midfielders? I'm assuming not. But if we was going to use the P's to do the hour business or any of them things, Strasbourg, Steve, I would probably say that angle. But if we're not bringing in a midfielder, I don't understand why Joe couldn't get chances, whether I believe he's the answer or not, because we look light on bodies, especially if you hear El Nene's gone. You know, he might as well be in the coaching stuff because he's probably just going to sit in the stands for half the season. But if he's cutting, what's going on? You know, again, I'm not saying put pressure on Miguel Aziz and things like that, but just in terms of a body, he's gone out on loan. El Nene might leave. You sold Joe Willock, as you said. You know, Maitland, it looks like he's staying. We don't even know if you can get a game, much less entertain centre mid and right back. So it's like, what's going on? Lokonga and Partey, if fit, you're the guys. You know, Xhaka rarely gets injured. I know he did last season, but the bodies aren't strong enough. And like I said earlier, you've obviously got, I think you're going to see, or I hope you see Odegaard in the 8 now, or Smith Rowe, because you've got to look at fixing it internally now, because I think you need to address that, man. I don't think Xhaka's the answer, and I hope he is, you know, but I don't think he is. So, yeah, man. He don't defend him. He just doesn't come across well in many aspects, man. EG, are we timing people out for Big Sam or what? I didn't time no one out. What happened? I definitely didn't time no one out for saying bring in Big Sam. Do you think El Nene is captain material? Come on, bro. Not too many Prem managers are good with the press. I'd say Rodgers is a rarity. To be honest with you, nah, man, I hear you, but people can press. Like the last 3 teams we've played have all pressed well, to be fair with you. For me, I just don't get it, because when you deep it, do you get the vibe that, yeah, Gabriel and to a degree Saliba, but we haven't got press resistant centre halves. Yeah, you can play out the back when no one's pressing. You got a million years on the ball, but when everyone's onto you, can you play? So you've got people that can't play under pressure. I know Edison does some thrash moments, and even Allison's capable of a mistake once in a blue moon. But that's always going to happen when you're playing out from the back. But they trust each other. It's like we don't trust each other, and then we go long. We don't understand each other because we go long, and it doesn't work. And we already know Aubameyang's not the hold up guy. If you knock it into some space when you go wide and pull it in the corners, he might be able to stretch the team, but just there's so many naiveties from the gaffer, from our players, and then you know that lack of direction from the owner is another thing. It's just one big headache supporting Arsenal, if I'm completely honest with you. Arteta's biggest flaw is his man management style. It looks like he holds grudges when a young player steps out of line. EG, I've come to the realization Arteta is all PR. All PR, no common sense. Feels like you study just for an interview without knowing the job. That's how Arteta finessed the board. What else have we got? Arsenal need a complete squad and managerial overhaul. Just look how good Marseille looks under Sao Paulo so far this year. Who knows if they at the very least pressure Arteta and say you're getting sacked if you don't show something. Pressure can bring out the best or the worst in an individual. And let's just say he takes heed of that and we start seeing the Arteta we thought we was going to see, or we was led to believe that he had in his locker and things like that. I don't know. I don't know. Hit the like button if you have not done such already. There's 600 odd of you locked in, and we still only have 357. We're doing quite poor, people. You lot let me down, man. You lot are letting the guy down. And now I'm letting myself down because I'm messing up the timestamps. Why did I press that? Sorry, folks. Asking Arsenal to show competence, and I'm deleting stuff again. You can't be a hypocrite in life, man. Arteta looks clueless and don't know what to do. And the players I think the players do have respect. I think the players are starting to question him. Do you think if Wenger was back properly, could have won a league or two? I'd hope so, but I think Wenger needed to call it a day as well, man. I think 2014, this club should have acted, should have got Klopp. You know, in the ideal world, you get rid of Kroenke's not there, you get the Klopp or you get the Peps and things like that. Things go. You know, you had a chance to even you had one last chance to do a little Tuchel thing. You had one last chance to grab one of these guys. Now you're waiting for the next wave of them. The Guzman, you can't grab that right now. You know, I'm getting to the point, might as well just bring Sarri to the carpet, man, because I know there's many things wrong with Sarri, but at least he's going to play some decent football. And the Conte one, we could tell ourselves how much we want it, but we know that one there's a myth. Appreciate that, my guy. I don't want to personally attack Xhaka, but that re-signing is going to cost this club. I just can't see why he's integral to the squad. Exactly. I can't understand why that's the hill Arteta is ready to die on. And if it is, yeah, for dead now, innit? Not obviously asking him to die literally, but as in the death of your Arsenal duration as manager, because this is not strong enough foundations. You're on muddied waters, and the boat isn't strong enough. The sailors aren't good enough. You're going under. DG, I'm honestly quite confident in our full team. Team that includes Partey, Lokonga, Odegaard, Pepe, Saka, Aubameyang. We can do bits. Just need to find balance. I hear that, but for me, I don't really like. I don't. Yeah, what would be my strongest team? Quickly, 4-3-3, just to see my thoughts on this. Tierney, TT at right back now. Gabriel and Ben White. You know, Ramsdale wants to be a long term. Slap Ramsdale there or Leno, but I'm gonna just say, you know what? Let's just go with Leno because he's first choice at this moment in time. For me, you probably got to go Lokonga and Partey. You know, it should be Odegaard ahead of Smith Rowe now because we should be buying an upgrade, but I would probably go with Smith Rowe until Odegaard shows me something. Saka and Pepe on the flanks and Aubameyang through the middle. But again, one thing that scares me is, bro, the team isn't consistent. We've got many problems. And how often are we going to have that? How often are we going to have that strongest squad available? You know, and Arsenal's a team where we might have 10 of those players, but if Tierney's not there, if Saka's not there, it's a bit of a shambles. I wouldn't even say I'm confident in that. I just have to accept this team for what it is. There's 1-2 players I believe in, the majority I don't. And if they're not on it, then you already see what happens, man. DG, can you imagine 10 out of the 14 players that played the Man City game with Wenger signings and we spent 420 million since he left? So does that tell you once again, we're still doing incompetent things and behaving incompetent among certain disciplines. But at the same time, you know, certain managers, whether that's Emre and Arteta, they've chosen to die by that. Those swords of playing those players. Like Arteta, these players that are under Wenger, you know, they want to stay. I'm sure, you know, I don't even get the vibe that we want to sell Bellerin and bring in TT. It gets the vibe Bellerin is saying, I've had enough, which again, if he goes out, it's calm. Willian, you know, does every fans, we needed him gone. He shouldn't have been here anyways. But you get the vibe that Willian said, I've had enough. I don't believe in your project. The team hasn't said, we've bought you, you're not delivering. He said, I don't believe in your project. Safe, keep your 20 million. I just don't want to be associated to this. So I have to wonder what's going on if players that, quite frankly, you're doing a favor are lacking so much self-awareness that they think you're doing them a favor. But at the same time, they want to bust out. You know, they want to go. So as much, how can I question your people's ambition if they want to leave and they're willing to take pay cuts where Bellerin is and Willian, whether I rate them as footballers or not, or what they did at Arsenal? I don't know. You can tell by the way the players left the field at Man City. Arteta has completely lost the club. We're only going further down until Arteta is out. Chelsea are ruthless in the transfer market. They'll probably get him. Who are you referring to? No more income is at Arsenal report. Sorry, Fabrizio Romano. Boy. GG, your pure content, wisdom. I love it. Hopefully you get a nice sports analyst role. Your critical thinking is top notch. One love, my guy. I appreciate that in the super chat. Do you think Arsenal will finish higher than 15th? Yeah, but the way we're moving is a madness. I don't know for AFC Bell transfer leak, man, or whatever leaks, man. Pre his Twitter account. I don't know. None of you were talking about it prior to that, so it can't be nothing. Nothing either came out. It can't be nothing. You know, anything that's not Arsenal getting a centre mid. I'm so desperate. Let me type in online Arsenal in the desperate hope that there is a centre mid somewhere that Edu wants to atone for his sins and bring people in. I mean, why is Perlo trending on Twitter? Man, they're saying Perlo to the club. It's not even real, man. Perlo's just in London. I mean, he is a free agent. I don't know. Let's just deal with a centre mid, man. Let's just deal with a centre mid. You can get Gomares. It's not too late for Awa. You can try for Sanchez. Basuma's still on it. There's people out there, man. But who knows, man? Away from all of that, though, James has tweeted. Arsenal looking to draw a line under events of the last few days with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. As reported elsewhere, he has held clear the air talks with Mikel Arteta and will be staying. Club wouldn't have stood in his way if an acceptable offer had arrived. So nothing arrived. Arteta will look to utilise his versatility. He will be an option at centre midfield as well as on the flanks. At 24, it's a key moment in his career, and he'll want to play regularly, which is true. Can't say anything's there with that. Bro, where's it? Brantford, where you gone? This is Chelsea business, but where you gone on loan? Sorry, folks. Robbie, I thought you was doing the Tomori thing. Shout out to you, but it's Robbie. So yeah, man, it don't look like we're doing much in the market, man. Hopefully, in my next live stream, there's a bit more, man. Let's see again. I'm trying to. It's dead, man. I'm desperate. I need to see something. Give me some hope. It's the hope that kills for true, man. And I swear the market's closed in France and them things there anyway. So Lyon can't bring in a replacement now. And I think in Germany. So a lot of options are dead on the table for a lot of people. I could be wrong on that. But I swear not everyone closes at 11. They can still sell him. But I mean, if Ainsley's staying, he's got a chance to show he can do something in midfield. But boy. And apparently Ainsley will return to full first team training. So that was a dead threat then. Or some tired threat. Hopefully they can draw a line under it and get back to playing. DG, any chance of a collab with Curtis and Mo again when the window is concluded? I'm sure they're busy on their channels, but they're always welcome here. I'm always welcome on their shows, and they're only a holler away. So can try a thing. Curtis I have to drop a minute though. We're supposed to get a show on his channel and mine this week. He ain't replied. He said he's gonna get back to me with days. You lot need to get on to Curtis' show. Make sure you're subscribed to him if you haven't already. Perlo would help with our creative issues. I ain't gonna lie, I watched a lot of Juventus under Perlo, and I don't know what he was doing with the ball. I'm not gonna lie, man. You can't look at the fact that he was a beautiful footballer and things. These sort of managers are scaring me now. I'm scared of them, man. I used to be open to the radical young guys now, but now it's people have to earn their stripes. I'm not really on the PR campaigns and things. What are your genuine thoughts on his West Brom stint? I mean, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, didn't underwhelm, but didn't show nothing, didn't pull up any trees. That's for you didn't, you didn't stand out in a positive and negative way. It's not that you didn't see nothing. And when I look at Ainsley, what midfielder are you? I'd give you a chance out there, but what are you? At least with Joe, he's a box. I know Arteta was moving mad, playing him in the 10, but he's a box-to-box man. With Ainsley, he can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What are you? So it was either unless he leaves Arsenal, go somewhere where you develop. But I don't know, man. So we'll have to see, man. You know, but yeah, I don't think he did much there. Don't think he stood out that much, but he's a decent player, man. The real question, Gigi, I have is Arsenal versus my boys Newcastle a 6-pointer. Yeah, for us, broski. Every game is a cup final. It's cliche, but every game is a cup final for Arteta. Every game is a fight to the death, or there's pressure to lose your job. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. We're at 408 likes, people. Let's get to 500. Willock, Ainsley, Maitland-Niles, based on what they've shown in the Prem, yeah. Why not? Willock has more of a name. Pirlo is better than Arteta, to be fair. Way, way better. Way better than him. But still, boy, I'm shook, man. I need a bit I need people that have kind of been around the block, man. Because Pirlo really got that job at Juventus for no reason. A bit of a beneficiary of how the managerial game's going. How will anyone in the back line understand what the other is saying? We have a Scotsman, an Englishman, a Brazilian, now a Japanese guard in a German in goal. I mean, hopefully, football's a universal language. And I think, I've played with people that I can't understand what they're saying and they're not understanding. It is a struggle, but you'd imagine there's universal things for Manon and whatnot. Obviously, hope they can have a common tongue. Obviously, I don't think the Englishman and the Scotsman are going to have an issue. I don't know for where I don't know where for the level of language Gabriel has, but there must be some sort of competent level. Leno speaks English, as does Ramsdale if he comes in. Ben White, it is what it is, sort of thing. There will be communicational problems, but football's a universal language, and I got no issues with them, man. Bet we end up signing Ross Barkley on a 5-year deal, 200 grand a week. Gary, don't talk that into existence, man. You missed out on not signing Nuno when Wolves released him. It's looking like such, but I wasn't behind it now. I'm going to stay with that, but he's doing his thing, man. I don't even think Pep could sort us out. The player's desire has been an issue from the back when Wenger was a manager. Need to flush out the squad. If Arteta loses to Norwich, he's going to need universal credit, boy. He's gonna holler. You might as well just holler Pep. I'm sure they've kept your seat warm. Go sit back down on that bench. The relationship between Mikel Arteta and Edu has been severed, so there's no clarity in the system. Is that true? I don't know. I haven't seen any official channel say there's a disagreement with Arteta and Edu. I'd love there to be, because it means somebody wants better for the club. But I don't know. I really don't know. But I haven't seen anywhere credible. Any chance you can do a collaboration with Turkish? Shout Turkish. But yeah, shout Turkish. But yeah, shout him. Has Bellerin gone? They were saying on Sky he's going on loan to a Spanish club. It looks like Bellerin's moving ever closer to leaving. Some people are saying he was doing a medical in Seville. It's now come out that he's done it in England. So it looks like Bellerin, come the end of the window, will be a Betis player or will not be at Arsenal, man. And he must be able to speak English. Look at Varane, I'm sure Varane could have spoken, I'm sure Varane could speak Spanish with De Gea, but he speaks fantastic English. I think away from football, people, and it's mainly people that they haven't had to do it in it. I think people really underestimate in life and in football how much players understand multiple language and how much that is a life skill, because a lot of footballers are immigrants. They're I don't know the word, but is it economic migrants, because they're moving to other countries technically for work, but they're still migrants. You have to be able to adapt. And in life, I think it's very underrated how people that can speak multiple languages. You know how mad that is? Saka Arteta signed Conte in September. Strange transfer window when Spurs get our rumored right back target and we get theirs. I mean, you heard that they didn't place a bid for the guy we've got, and you've heard that we've never placed an offer for their guy. So how much of a target were they? I think it's mainly the mentality of the team that holds us back. When we got to go down, the players look defeated, and I think Arteta gets the tactical side, but not the emotional side. I think he gets the tactical side until he's met with something that derails the plan. Like if you're in a boxing match, as they say, everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the face. I don't think he can react in games quick and early. Like Tierney the other day. Tierney was drowning on that left-hand side. I don't think he can quickly say, at least, all right, cool, let me do this until half-time or until the pressure is relieved. I don't think he reacts. He reacts when it's too late. Like, you're bringing on El Nene and Maitland and all these things to damage limitate against City, if I can remember correctly, when it's too late. 422 likes, people. Ever moving ever so closely towards 500. Keep it up, folks. Think Arteta will play with a back three? Hopefully not, man. Because is that going to be solid foundations? How much do you think Odegaard will improve the team, if at all? Well, he brings us, it has been rinsed out. I don't think he makes us like we're instantly stronger, but I think he complements the side. That's the word I found myself using quite a lot. Compliments. Nobody's raised it for me. Nobody takes it up a level. Nobody I look at and think, wow. Well, I don't need wow. I need competency. As I always say, I need right backs who can defend, centre mids who can centre mid, strikers who can score goals, etc. So fair play. Did you read the Jarutkin interview related to the Williams saga? Yeah, I did. And bloody hell, you know, at least he backs his client, but bloody hell, mate, onto him. Ben hasn't got no confidence. Listen, you lot deal with the Norwich. We'll deal with the Norwich Arsenal game when the time comes, man. We've got a free weekend. Let's just get through the transfers and move forward, man. I hope Charlie gets opportunities as well, man. Especially he's going to grow in opportunities with the 23s in the space that Aziz has left. You know, I have big hopes on Amari Hutchinson, Charlie Patino in particular, Brooke Norton-Cuffy. There's a couple of others as well, but I really think not that I know anything, but I really enjoy how they play in it. So it's up to them and up to God. We lose so much when passing sideways and back. I don't know what you said there, but we need to think forward football, I think you're saying. And so many of our players are top players, I think you're saying. But negative passes lets us down. We give away far too many corners and we can't defend those corners. Arsenal could have got Kabach. Nah. I'm happy we didn't. We need a late centre mid. We need a centre mid at this moment in time, bro. Might as well ask Palace, give back. This is what we should do. Like the 20 million that we saved, Edu, brown envelopes to Palace. Let's just sack Pep Vieira. Tell Vieira to get his Vicks, get his Preds, and tell him to play midfield. Tell Henry to come play number 14. It's getting to that point. Arteta might as well play in the defensive mid role if nothing more. That's probably something he's gonna have to do. Him and Edu probably gonna have to be registered in the squad. Wonder if Czech still registers himself in the Chelsea squad. Saul to Chelsea confirmed. Wow. No more incoming, says Fabrizio. You know, obviously Fabrizio knows his thing. He knows more than us. But what I have hope for is at the end of the day, he don't work for Arsenal. So hopefully there's a madness. But I think we just have to accept the midfield options we've got. I don't care for any. We bidded for this and they changed their mind. Like I said, I don't care for no excuses. I just want to see the roles addressed. And like I said, tomorrow at 11:30 we'll speak about such. But let's keep the optimism. Whether there's any legit reason to be optimistic is another thing, people, though. Big Sam would sort out the defensive side and we would build from there. I like, man. I like, fam. Man said, DG, you're so hopeful, man. Love your energy. Don't get it twisted. Blind optimism. Listen, I'm a very cerebral person. I don't think a midfield is landing, but I have to remove what I think with the possibility that something might happen. So I'm hoping, I'm leveraging that. Don't get it twisted, man. It's not sitting there and saying, yo, midfielders coming and whatnot. Myth. Like, boy, hope and pray, man. You know, whatever religious faith you're in, you know, especially if you're like the pastor or the imam or something like that, please bust a 1-2 prayer for Arsenal Football Club. Because this season is gazy, especially if you don't want to address that midfield. But the one positive I'd say is we're going to be here together, people, speaking about it. At this moment, you can hardly do worse than bring back Jack Wilshere. You know, probably only going to be fit for about 2 games a season. I love the guy, but in them 2 games, boy, he's probably going to do better than better other man. Are Arsenal going to hire Sol Campbell? He said, come get me. No, man, I don't think he will. A lot of these players have shown us for years they are not good enough. Arteta hasn't been ruthless enough on shipping deadwood. To be honest, has he? Because what we think is deadwood and what he thinks is deadwood clearly are 2 different things. In my opinion, I think he's been ruthless with the wrong guys, but This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. There's not a ruthlessness to know. I like you. You're a cool guy and that, but it's not levels. It's like if you get promoted, I'm sure Brentford, they've probably got rid of 1-2 players that helped them get out the championship that was there from the jump. But I can't be nice to you. You know, you helped us, but you can't help us get to this level. Do you get it? Were you at the Emirates when Ozil was announced? Nah, I was on holiday still. Where was I? When did Ozil get announced? Because I'm sure I was in Malia. I'm sure I was, because I'm sure I was. I looked at the paper. I was like, we're not, because we was linked with Di Maria, Ozil, and Benzema. I was like, that's on BS, man. You know, we're not getting none of them, innit? 2-2s now. Yeah, it's like my guys are like, bro, we got Ozil. It's like, why are you gassing? You're drunk, bro. Like, you're lying and that. And then I saw the shirt. I was like, mad king, serious? When was that? I'm sure I was. What was that, like 2014, 13? I'm sure, yeah, man. I'm sure I was them sides. I'm sure I was them sides. I can't lie. Brother, come on, man. You don't need to spam, bro. It's late, my guy. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You're ruining it. Poor old mommy going to work, working 2 jobs, you know. You can't even take the meat out the freezer and you're here spamming on the internet. Come on, man. That's not right, man. That's not right. What's Frimpong doing these days? Nah. He'll probably persuade the band and they'll start making rap tunes after the first 2 good games like he did. Nah. Leave that one out. Nketiah, Kolasinac, El Nene, Lacazette all leaving for free next summer. Then, boy, L's upon L's. To be fair, I can't respect the club because in this sense, because we should have got him gone before all of that. But should have got Eddie gone. He did reject a deal for what it's worth. Can't even say that we don't have money this time. We just do mad things, man. Ainsley can only hope that Arteta gives him a chance. No use a manager talks about giving chances, but bench you when the day comes. Would you take Ramsey back if Juventus subsidized his wages? If they heavily subsidized his wages and it was a similar loan fee to Dennis Suarez and that, why not? But I don't even think that's the right direction. I don't think Aaron Ramsey addresses the areas we need. Now, if you're asking me, would I use him considering nothing else is going to get done and whatnot, then yeah, but he's tired, man. Neuhaus, Zachariah, or Fabian Ruiz. I would have been on Neuhaus. Luis, not really on the Zachariah thing again. Would have been really good signings. They are great footballers and really not expensive, probably 40, 50. We need a centre mid, but Guendouzi is right there. Just recall him. The club is bigger than teaching him a lesson. It's not bigger than his ego, though, is it? DG, would you be happy if we wait until next season if we sign the right midfielder? I feel like we could have signed the centre mid, but what's the point if they don't fit the profile? The club have to make them fit the profile, my guy, man. In my opinion, in theory, there's nothing I can do but wait. But I'm tired of waiting. Like, I don't want to wait, bro. But yeah, man, what's the right one? Because when you're actually linked with good players, there's internal concerns. When we're linked with these bang average players, no one's got no concerns. No one's harbored any ill givens about signing the players and whatnot. Let's all be honest about it. We could have Messi and Arteta would probably make him play right back. No amount of players will fix the issue management, in my opinion. We need Conte and Overmars. Where were you when Shamak was announced? I don't know, but I remember when I was at the Emirates when he was frauding it. Thought we was getting a serious hitter from the French league for free. Tired. If it don't make sense, then Arsenal would back it. That should be our slogan. It was a simple summer, frankly. They needlessly overcomplicated it. Now, let's be fair to the club. There are probably some things we don't know and whatnot, but I agree fundamentally. We overcomplicated it. It was a time where we needed to make big decisions, but the decisions that needed to specifically be made were clear, and we didn't do it. Alex Collado's going Sheffield United on loan until next year. Oh, Barcelona from Barca. Decent. Claudio Gomez of Manchester City's gone Barnsley. He's gone out sad. Man left PSG to go Man City and thought, yeah, the platform's there. Myth. €5 million loan fee to Atletico Madrid. Saul, you know. And look at Chelsea. Brother. The midfield is a myth anyways. Like, they've got Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante. Now they're adding Saul. Now, whether he gets permanent, but this is a team that wants to improve. If he's made permanent, then I wonder what happens with Billy Gilmore, to be fair with you, but Is what it is. You're right, though. Charles Watts has tweeted, and he hasn't said much, but I'll share it to you guys anyways. Like you lot can see here, sounds like the T deal could run until quite late in the evening. Bellerin's loan move to Betis still expected to be confirmed. RUNNARSON, the other player who should get his deal done before deadline. Loan obviously out to Belgium. As things stand, Ainsley Maitland-Niles will be staying at the football club. You think Eddie could do a job in midfield, bro? At this moment in time, he might as well, if you're not going to bring in a player. Dani Ceballos loan incoming, to be fair. The Real Madrid news people were saying Dani Ceballos could leave to free up a spot. Could lightning strike for the third time? In the beginning, there was a clear plan. Boy, clear plan. We know what we need to do. Judge us at the end of the window. Boy. We said judge you at the end of the window, so I don't care if, but we tried to get him, then his agent said give us extra 2 million, the club said yes and then no. I don't care about any intricate dealings around that. You said that, follow through. I don't respect chattings, I respect doings, so there's no talking, there's no excuses. Not one excuse, and I can't lie, I don't want to hear it. There's millions of people in this earth. Just because us fans can't string together 10 to 5 midfield targets doesn't mean we should. Well, you lot got the analytical teams and all of the scout. What's the thing called again? We scout and all of those things. What you got all that for? It's judgment day. 70% of the Arsenal team are championship level. Harsh. Clear plan till you're at the bottom of the table after 3 games with no goals scored. If Vieira does well at Palace, I think most of us would take him. Why wouldn't we want him to do well? But maybe, man. We stopped being a top 4 team when Santi Cazorla went down injured. We've been missing a player who can dictate the tempo ever since. And again, this is a man that's not only played for Arsenal, been at City, but he's Spanish, bro. Like, he's come through one of the best academy systems. He's been on loan at PSG. You know, he's been at Rangers. He's seen different cultures. That should enrich the way he sees football. But I don't see none of this. What happened to Torreira? Barely hear about him anymore. Bought him for like 45 million. He was really solid. Don't think we bought him for 45 million, but he's returned to Italy and gone to Fiorentina on loan. That documentary about us is going to be lit and also unbelievably embarrassing. Hopefully, it will shine a light on what's been going on at this shambles of a club, boy. Hopefully, it does, people, man. Hopefully, it does. But I don't know what to tell you, lot, people. On that note, though, obviously, people in literally under literally just over an hour better. Yeah, I said I'm going live at 8:30. We go again, man. Final leg of this deadline day-ish, people. Again, hopefully, you know, in the last couple of hours, something will be done. If not, then it's just going to have to end at that, folks. But yeah, man, I'm going to love and leave you. Grab a quick little munch, have a little rest, and then we go again. The work rate doesn't stop, people. So on that note, wow.
Always just that active red man defending. I think it's like